Hello, everyone. This is Ed Densel, host of Unfound. I wonder if you will consider becoming a supporter of this YouTube channel. By pressing the join button below, you can receive, for just 10 cents a day, the video version of the podcast a day early, the Unfound Now episodes a week early, daily video updates from yours truly, and cool emojis to use during the Monday night live show. Please consider it as you watch the following spectacular video. Thanks. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Unfound podcast channel on YouTube. I am, of course, Unfound's host, Ed Densel. I hope you're all having a great day. Before I get started, I hope you will consider subscribing to this channel if you're not yet a subscriber. And please consider becoming a member. That's by hitting the join button that is down below. And in fact, there is a trailer, of course, before this video asking you to do so. I hope you will consider that. And when it's done and when you like this video, when you're sure this video is likable, please give this video a thumbs up at the end. Of course, the comment section is open. That's a new thing here, I guess, within the last couple months. We're trying it out. And so if you have comments about this video, about anything that I describe in here, I hope you will start a conversation in the chat or in the comments, whatever it's called, the comment section. All right, this is an analysis for the disappearance of Kyle Fleischman. I don't think anybody is surprised by me doing this video. This is a disappearance where I think it's very helpful to understand the different locations. And we have some ping information, phone information. This is a city, so we know there's a lot of people there. And even surely now, Charlotte is more populated than it was 15 years ago. But we have these different locations. We have Kyle walking around. We don't know what happened. Maybe it's foul play. Maybe he walked off. Accident, suicide. I think that are all possible. But this is why I do these videos, to show you the locations, show you the surrounding area, give you some things to think about, and I hope you will do so. Okay, so you're looking at the screen. And one of the tough things about this disappearance is that two of these locations don't exist anymore. Of course, it's 15 years later, but right here you will see the Buckhead Saloon. It's no longer in existence. The building's there. I'm guessing some other businesses moved in, and for all I know, maybe a couple of different businesses have moved in there since. We have Fuel Pizza, which is right here. It is also closed. There are other locations around the area, but the one that Kyle visited that night is now permanently closed, although I understand this is something has happened fairly recently. And then I also have to mention the ping information that this is the Bank of America Financial Center. And we have this information that his phone for a long period of that night pinged off what is labeled as the Bank of America Tower. And my guess is this is a cell phone tower that is on the top of this building. We know that is very, very common in cities everywhere. It's very convenient. You just have to put these things on top of a building instead of putting up your own antenna somewhere. But then we have this other location which is a little more difficult to ascertain, and that is the Siegel Avenue Tower. I don't know where that is. Of course, and this is the avenue that runs right here. Google Maps just happened to pick up this point right here, but this is Siegel Avenue running along here. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or something, and I will get to that. It does end up at Cordelia Park, which you heard Reggie mention. We discussed that during the interview. So Kyle was at the Buckhead Saloon, decides seemingly to go down to the Fuel Pizza, but you should know, for the record, I don't know if there's any proof of that. I've never heard anything about seeing anything on any bank records. Yes, we know some employee claimed that Kyle walked in there, ordered two pieces of pizza, We know that witnesses get things wrong, especially the further you go away from a disappearance, the less reliable eyewitness testimony can be. What is confusing to me is this employee saying that, okay, did Kyle buy the pizza there and sat and ate it there? Or did he really leave the field pizza and eat it out in the cold? Were there like chairs and tables there or something? These are the things, when you have a disappearance like this, you really have to think about that stuff. Because how long would it take to eat 2 pieces of pizza if you're sitting inside a pizzeria? 20 minutes or something. Is there any proof that he sat here for 20 minutes? I don't think so. But it also maybe doesn't make any sense that he bought the 2 pizzas and left and decided to stand out in the cold or something. Maybe he had some plans of somewhere in place to go. Maybe you want to think about that. So I'm still really up in the air regarding that. But he goes from here to here. And then after that, it's a little bit up in the air of where he went. As was known, the Bank of America tower, I presume, is right here. But if you will allow me to zoom out a little bit, it could cover quite a bit of area. This is when they call the 4th Ward in Charlotte, right near there. Could be area. And it seems, though, at some point, these are all little dots. Of course, by now, hopefully you know that dots signify walking, not driving when we use Google Maps. But you can see here that all of this is only 37 minutes. This is how close this all is. So to walk from, how do I have the order? The Buckhead Saloon to Fuel Pizza, over to the Bank Center. I'm not saying Kyle was there, but that's where his phone pinged. And then to walk over here to Siegel Avenue, that is only a total of 1.8 miles, 37 minutes. It's very, very close. And to remind all of you, the average human walks a mile under normal conditions, flat ground pavement, about 3.5 miles per hour. So to get to this location right here, as it says, 37 minutes. And maybe it's cold, maybe it's a little slower than that, maybe he's moving a little faster, but it's really not, it's not known. But I think what's interesting about this is if we were to subtract, let's just say 40 minutes from the last ping off the Siegel Avenue location, I guess this would put Kyle back in this general area. If we want to subtract it, 3:25 a.m. is when the last ping was off of Siegel Avenue somewhere. And then you subtract, let's say, 40 minutes from 3:25. That goes back to 2:40 a.m. And that's kind of when, this calls were really, happening at that time, him trying to call people. So maybe you want to think about that. Now, as I stated, though, the interesting part, if some of you are to believe that the Cordelia Park information is true, to zoom in and to move this over, this is Cordelia Park right here. And Siegel Avenue runs right up to it. It stops at a T right here, and Cordelia Park would have been just off to Kyle's left if he was on Siegel Avenue. Just because his phone pinged off a tower that was titled Siegel Avenue does not mean he was on Siegel Avenue. So he could have been over here somewhere. He could have been over here. All we know is he was, I guess, his phone switched from the Bank of America tower, which is now off the page, off the screen here, to this one. And that could have been done a variety of ways. But once again, it is interesting. The tower is called Siegel Avenue, and where does Siegel Avenue end? At Cordelia Park, where we have all these stories. Now, something I didn't put on this map, but I'm also going to show you, is that Reggie mentioned this new complex. And I'm keeping it like this because it's kind of easier to see to this point. But I'm going to do a satellite view to show you this complex where the people were stating I don't know why people do this, but saying, yes, we believe that Kyle Fleischman is buried in the foundation of our complex. Well, that complex, Siegel Avenue Cordelia Park and the Edgeline Flats are right here. That is the location where people have, I don't know, bragging, whatever you want to call it, that Kyle is believed to have been buried in that, the foundation, with the story that construction workers just kind of ignored him, threw a tarp over him, and kept working, if that makes any sense to you at all. So this just shows us that, these places are all very, very close. You could walk it all, as you can see there, in 48 minutes, starting down here, going here, all the way over to here, which, once again, this is just an approximation, and then over here, 48 minutes. Not long. Very close. Might have seemed very long, being that Kyle did not have his coat, if in fact he did all this walking himself. And then right here is Cordelia Park, not too far away. Now, you may be wondering about a couple other things. Let's just now go back to the satellite picture and show you just the surrounding area very quickly. I'm going to zoom out. And we do have a river, if you want to think about that, but it is surely not as prominent in, I think, Kyle's disappearance as you might, think of course, Jake LaChale's or Ben Archer's, just to name a couple. Of course, Shane Fell's. Rivers seemingly might have played a role in all those disappearances. Well, the nearest river is way over here, and it is like about 5 miles away to the west. Over here. As you can also see, no major bodies of water, no tributaries, it seems, that come into the Charlotte area. And I will also mention that if Kyle somehow did make it over there, he had to go right by the airport, and it starts to get maybe a little fanciful that he went over that direction, but maybe somebody took him over there. Just to think about that. The other thing you might be wondering is, where did Kyle live at the time? I'm not going to put his the exact location, but he lived down to the southeast of where this all occurred, and then where he got a ride from. Remember, his car was at somebody else's house. It's like Kyle lived over here, and the other person lived over here. So this, if we're thinking about Cordelia Park, it's in the exact opposite direction almost of where his car was and where he lived. Not sure what to make of that. But we'll even go to the north. There's really it's just a big, big city. And of course we have some trees, but nothing that you would say like woods or anything. We even have obviously a golf course down here. Now, I'm willing to admit that 15 years ago, maybe this area wasn't populated, but I'm guessing this area is pretty much the same, because this is not the outskirts of the city. This is kind of near the center of the city. So it's just, I'm going to be interested to see or read what all you have to say about this. I guess what I'm saying here is that perceptually, even though I've never been there, this area does not look like the easiest place that Kyle could have disappeared all on his own or hidden or something like that. It's not saying that didn't happen. It does, the conditions, the locations, and given where this all happened, I will not be surprised if somebody believed that there was foul play involved, he got picked up or got forced into a car or something, given all of that I've just showed you. Of course, I will be writing about what I believe at patreon.com/unfound podcast. If you'd like to see my insights, read my insights, but that's only for Patreon supporters. Or maybe you'd like to even get involved in the think tank that we do on Sunday evenings, and please consider doing that. Once again, that is patreon.com/unfound podcast. That's all I have for the disappearance of Kyle Fleischman. And my guess is you'll see me again soon doing another map analysis video. See you.